What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zoo November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy, coming to you live from cold, rainy West Virginia. That's right, I'm back, and it's time for some shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
What's going on, guys?
Oh, not too much. How you doing?
Same old.
I'm doing great, other than freezing a little bit,
Feel good to be back home?
Yes and no, but yeah. I'm leaning heavy toward the no because tomorrow morning starts back to work, and I'm not looking forward to that. But got to be done. Got to be done. Speaking of work, the guys who kept me out of it for a month, let's give them a shout out. These Patreons, they're awesome. They helped me out with gas. You name it. I don't even know what all they helped me out with. They helped me out with a lot of stuff, and I appreciate everything they do. Shout out to Michael Kilo Oscar 4, Sierra Foxtrot Bravo, our newest Patreon, joining the group. Michael, if you're actually watching the show, send myself or Hayden a message. We need to get you added into the Discord and get your benefits going over there. Also, the Adventure Club. Shout out to these guys, of course. Big move of the week. Kurt jumping up to first place. Big move. Let's see who else. All stream donations from James Jenner and India Charlie Papa as well. And I think everybody else is around the same place. If I did miss something, I will look and we'll give it a shout out later. But how's everybody doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. It's been a long, short weekend. If that makes any sense.
A long short weekend.
I am sore as hell.
What are you sore from?
We have a new roof on the barn in West Virginia.
Here we go. Oh.
Is it metal?
It's metal, and I may have to try and tune it up.
I was about to say, will the G90 tune it? Let's figure it out.
Well, I'll tell you what. The G90 will probably tune it because it'll tune about anything. I'm going to give a couple other shout outs while we're getting started here. Really quick shout out to Carrie and Ray. In case you guys didn't know, I was on my train back and I get almost to DC and I get a notification on my phone saying that my train trip from DC to Charleston is canceled. And I get up to the train station and they're like, well, we don't have anything before Friday. So that's 2 days away. So I started sending out some messages, and Carrie and Ray decided that they were going to take me home and we were going to POTO a little bit. So that was awesome. Carrie come to the train station, picked me up, and me and her went straight to a forfer before we went and switched cars to go, of course. And we activated the forfer, went to the house and picked up Ray, and we got underway. So we stopped at Cooper's Rock in West Virginia. And right before we was pulling into Cooper's Rock, the check engine light come on their vehicle. And we had some issues there. And when we got ready to go, it just didn't want to go. So unfortunately, they did not get to finish the trip. They had to call AAA and get towed back to Maryland. But shout out for them for trying, and hopefully their car will be fixed soon. It's not the motor, they've already told me. And also shout out to Carrie because she got her 1,000th park today. She has activated 1,000 parks now.
Nice.
That is unbelievable. Awesome job.
McForfer. No, it wasn't a McForfer, unfortunately. But I'm always looking for a McForfer when I'm in that area. But then we're going to go give a shout out to Terry, who saved the day, who came up to Morgantown from Charleston to pick me up and bring me the rest of the way home. So I really appreciate the loyalty of these people. The community we have is awesome. So shout out to them guys.
He said, yeah, Terry said he really didn't mind on the drive back that you had his hand on his thigh the whole trip. So
I was trying to transfer some Dr. Pepper DB into him, but
yeah.
he wasn't having it,
Okay.
So what you been into this weekend, Dan?
Not a lot. It's been nasty weather this weekend. I was gonna mount the new radio in the truck today, but the DX was so darn good. I didn't want to leave my radio for more than half an hour. It was unbelievable today. I worked a lot of clubs over in Europe, 17 meters, 20 meters, 15 meters. It was all wide open. It was incredible. I got David in the logs too, the 1 watt Slayer. He actually went down to 1 whiskey just for me when I called. So that's a good one.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I did not mean to keep hitting that. I'm trying to do something there. And it's not letting me pin it. Hayden, pin your own post.
I can't pin my own post in Facebook or in YouTube.
I don't know why it's not letting me pin it either, but we'll figure it out in a minute. Anyway.
Which one?
You can pin it. You can pin it if you do it.
I should be able to pin it if you do it, and I'll figure that out in just a second. But,
okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do not have that same option of not going out when the weather's bad because I do that stupid thing called the Bailey Sprott Challenge, and you have to go out anyway. So I did not get lucky. I have been out in the pouring cold rain all day long, activating parks. But
you're more reliable than a mailman.
That I am.
Definitely ours.
I do not get any government holidays or anything, man. So
you need an ATATS, so you don't have to get out in the rain.
I do, and I recently used one of those, and I was quite happy with it. And so it's now on my wish list for sure. All right, let's see here.
On my wish list too. I'd love to have one of those. I want to see one first though, like how it's mounted up and everything.
Look there. Now I pinned you.
Looky there.
There's more than one way to skin a cat. Oh, there's big knives and there's little knives.
Yep, Evan, I am. I got another one. It's sitting new in the dang DXE box in the dang back seat of my truck. It's been there for 4 or 5 days, just sitting there.
So one thing I did want to mention tonight, coming up the first weekend in April is the Georgia State Parks activation thing.
Absolutely.
where they're going to be activating all of the Georgia State Parks. So if you're needing Georgia parks, that would be a good weekend to be ready to hunt them because they're supposedly going to activate them all. Hopefully they get enough people to activate them all. And that's going to be a good time for sure. I know my plan is to go to a park and sit there in that park and hunt them from the park. So I'm getting park to parks.
Absolutely. If you need Reed Bingham State Park in Georgia, kilo 21.95, that's where I'll be. So come talk to me.
Yeah. I'll hunt you just because you're Dan, but I don't think I need that one.
No, I don't think you need that one.
I've probably got an award or two there.
Yeah.
But that's going to be a good thing. I wish we had enough activators in West Virginia to do something like that, but we don't. I am trying to get together a West Virginia POTA meetup though, so hopefully that'll work out. And I was talking today with Andrew over in Tennessee. We're already working on the HRAG Patreon VIP event for August in Tennessee. So he's already got a cool spot picked out. We're going to activate us a twofer and hang out a little bit. So that's always good stuff.
If everything goes good during the Georgia Support Your Parks weekend, and depending on what the QSO count starts off as the first half of the day, I might shoot for another personal goal that day. You never know.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, there's always something that would be a good day to go for a goal in that park because a lot of people's going to be hunting that day. All eyes will be on Georgia that day for sure. And I'm kind of lucky because I've got a pipeline to Georgia, so I can pretty much get Georgia 40 meters, 20 meters, whatever. So, what do you think works better from you to me, Dan? 20 or 40?
What time of day?
I don't know.
It really matters. 20 during the day, and when the sun goes down, 40. Because 40 during midday, it's almost impossible for me to get you there.
There's a lot of Georgia boys that's going to disagree with you on that because.
Well, yeah, Georgia's a long state too, so it depends on where you are. Like North Georgia could probably get you a lot better.
Yeah, I've got a really really good contingency from Georgia.
Yeah. When I say I'm in Georgia, I might as well be in Florida.
You really should be in Florida. You're barely across the border.
Yeah.
So. Oh.
Well, there it is. It disappeared. I was looking for the link for the Georgia Parks activation. I was going to put it in the chat.
Hey, Andy Callie, buddy. And the one of the PPs have entered the chat. The other PP, the QRP PP from Mike India today was sounding great on the high bands. We were kind of working the DX together, and he was running his 0.8 of a watt or whatever he does up there.
Yeah, I can tell I gotta play with my lighting again. I'm looking too white on the stream, but I just literally set my studio back up in moments before the stream. You know, very few things have been unpacked since Florida because I got here and I've been on a tear. I've been going from daylight to dark, doing some activations because I've decided that I'm just going to tear March apart. You know, with activating, I'm gonna be pretty busy in March activating. Got a lot of things I want to get done in March.
How does it feel being out after dark in the park?
You know that's pretty awesome. My last night in Florida, I went out and did a late shift, and it was a good build up to coming home. But everybody's tickled to death, that I'm home, and I'm going to tell you, it's people can say what they want, and I'm going to get the haters when I say it, but it ain't that I'm here in West Virginia so much. It's that I'm here in West Virginia with my Eagle One.
Yeah, we can get you on 5 bands pretty easy.
Like, you can say what you want about all these other antennas, and I love a lot of antennas. I had some good luck with a lot of stuff, but the simple ease of using my antenna, throwing it up, and being able to switch to every single band that I want to, just at the snap of a finger, it's just it's awesome. I've been going out every evening and I'm doing CW on anywhere from 3 to 5 bands, and then I'm doing SSB on at least 3 bands, and I mean I'm making contacts like that. So it's everybody was welcoming me back. It was more. They should have been saying, James, I'm glad you're back to your Eagle One.
Right.
Oh. Kilo 8 Golf Quebec, thank you very much for the super sticker. I got to go over to YouTube, and Terry's always sending a funny sticker. I can't see it on StreamYard.
Oh, that is a good one.
Is that a blue peach or blue pear? Flying through the sky.
It's a blue something.
It's super blue.
Shenanigans.
Oh, thank you very much, Terry. I appreciate it. Always helps to get a bit of thanks for another Eagle. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, Terry, I did reward Terry. He come and got me the other night, and then he mentioned we were in Chilpat the other night, and he's like, "Yeah, don't be in no hurry or nothing, but I'm 3 away from Eagle and Chief Logan." And I was like, "Okay, I got that." Nice. So I jumped into Discord, and guys, if you're not in my Discord and you like POTA, you bumped your head, because my Discord has the best POTA community ever in it. I mean,
we're definitely close knit.
It's just the greatest group ever, and you get in on secret activations and stuff like that, and Discord costs you absolutely zero money to join. So if you're not in my Discord, you should probably join. But
I'll go out on a limb here and say your Discord is home to 90% of the top activators on POTA right now, and 90% of the top hunters on POTA right now. So it's very active.
Absolutely, and and we're always working on it. My Patreons, I have a monthly business meeting with them, and they're always giving me new ideas and stuff to make things better. And myself and Dan was talking about something new we're adding to Discord coming up that'll make it easier to get some POTA spots and stuff like that. So it's good stuff. Definitely.
The Protector of the South is still roaming right now. That's probably why he's not in the chat. He's on his 16th activation for today.
He's a busy machine, man. David busy.
He hit 3 atnos today, I believe. Very nice.
Yeah, bunch of new parks got released down there, so you should probably hunt him because he's working new stuff. You probably don't have it in your log for sure. But anyway, Terry had mentioned it out, and so I jumped in Discord and I was like, Terry, I smell a kilo. Oh, somebody bought some coffee.
10 of
Someone bought 10 slices of pizza. Well, someone, I appreciate you very much. We'll have to figure out who you are. Some people cannot stand to get their shout out done, and they'll do that. And some people don't realize you can put your name or whatever on it. So if you don't want your shout out, you better send me a message and say, hey, don't give me a shout out. So I have had people do that. It's rare, but I appreciate this coffee for sure. Because I've got some big stuff coming up. We'll go ahead and start letting some of that out of the bag, which you guys know most of it.
Shenanigans.
Next week, of course, I've got a local ham fest, and I'm excited about that because there's some new West Virginia people who's been hunting, and I need to meet them because I need to get this West Virginia community a lot bigger. Yeah, for Parks on the Air. I want to see more West Virginia activators. I want to see more West Virginia hunters. And, I want to have that big West Virginia POTA meetup like some of these other states do. Florida has a huge POTA meetup. And I'd like to see West Virginia get that way as well. But I've got that coming up. But the big things that I got coming up, of course, I'm going to be hunting Georgia parks on the first weekend. But the second weekend in April, I've got the Delaware. For me, my goal was Delaware in a week, but we're doing it Delaware in a weekend. 3 days. We're going to do all the Delaware parks, myself, and we got a stream coming up about it, so I'm not going to talk a lot about it. But myself and the Canadian entourage, the three amigos from Canada's coming down, and we're gonna do a Delaware in a weekend. I think one of them needs Pennsylvania, so we're going to jump over and hit a Pennsylvania state. I need New Jersey, so we're going to pop over and do a New Jersey state. So,
who's the third person coming down? You have James and Tom.
Brian.
Okay.
Yep. So, it'll definitely be a good time. But if you're looking to hunt Delaware, this is your opportunity. But once again, pretty much the only way you're going to get in on that is if you're in my Discord, because we will probably only be doing Discord spots because we're going to be probably 12 and out. And those guys, they're pretty hardcore about their 12 and out. Sometimes I have a heart sometimes, and I'll hear somebody and I'll get a few more, but I'm not leading the show. So if you want in on it, NECW, Kyle, when we come back, so we've got a campground in one of the state parks there, and when we come back every evening, I will be jumping on my radio and doing CW only activations from that particular park. I don't think we'll be doing it at any other ones just because they'll be hurrying and rushing me. But at that particular park, I will be doing CW all weekend in the evening. That's all that I know about. But when we get to the stream, we will ask if I'll have time to do any more. Kyle's my big CW pusher. He pushes, pushes, pushes. And really, he was in that Patreon meeting, and we were talking about CW, and he's like, you got to rip the Band-Aid off. And I've been spotting on POTA a whole lot lately, and of course I'm still getting my butt kicked with it. But
it's not you. It's the idiots calling you. That's the issue.
Yeah, I mean, I will put it on the POTA spot. 14 words per minute max. Anybody else will be ignored. And the first 5 people was just right on top of, just killing it. Stephen Walker, the missing link, man. He's been one chill pad. He's up to some mischief that we're not going to talk about because he's been skipping out on us. Thank you very much, Stephen. I appreciate it.
He's had a lot of tests.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of tests lately.
Yeah.
Missing out on a chill pad. I hope he's getting good grades anyway. Oh.
Yeah, he's probably in like the 69th percentile or something like
that. Yeah, probably. Oh, we appreciate you, Stephen. Stephen's dad's been hunting a lot too. It's that's all. That's something that's awesome for me. Stephen got his dad involved in POTA, and that's a really cool thing. I'm jealous of that. I wish I could have that with my dad. So enjoy that, Stephen. It's an awesome thing. Okay, and then after we got Delaware, the next month, of course, we got Dayton. I'm super excited about that, and of course, we'll have a stream somewhere between now and then about that. But I'm already reserved for Cedar Creek State Park, just like last year. So I'll be probably walking around with a 2-meter doing activations because there'll be like 400 people that does POTA in the park.
Nice.
Last year, man, every time you do a park on your HF, you'd get park at like 90 over.
Wouldn't it be something to do an activation there and get 400 QSOs just on 2 meters?
That would be pushing.
That would be amazing.
that would be awesome.
Pushing.
You'd have the 2-meter POTA net on the calling frequency.
You honestly could go, on a time when they're not all at the show, and you could probably do every band and get a tremendous amount of park to parks, all from the same park, and none of them be in your seeing distance, but they're all just right there.
You'd get that Eagle POTA park to park award.
There's gonna be a lot of blown front ends, that's for sure.
Yeah, you just gotta watch. I typically, when I was doing mine, it was really late at night or really early in the morning because I was busy with YouTube stuff and stuff like that.
That's a good. Hey, the 1 Watt Slayer has a good thing right there. A POTA needs a VHF UHF Kilo award. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you what they're probably going to say. They're probably going to say they've got to add all this extra stuff to track it and stuff like that. Because I would love to see a CW Kilo award.
Yeah.
There should be endorsements. They already have that built into it, right?
Right. There should be endorsements, but there's not.
I've got my Kilo in all voice, and that shows up as voice.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody gets a Kilo in the same park, all CW, maybe that'd show up that way.
Hey, Sandy, you got that right. I still think it's like 5:30. I'm not used to this.
No, listen, I am extremely happy that the time has changed, y'all. This is perfect for me because, I do go back to work tomorrow, and it was really hard for me some days to get off work and beat the late shift to get a this day shift in. And now it's going to be a piece of cake,
So late shift is at 8 p.m. Eastern now, right?
Late shift is 8 p.m. Eastern. As a matter of fact,
nice.
I normally can't leave right after this stream and get in an early shift, late shifts. But right after this stream, I will be jetting out and getting an early shift, late shift in. because so I'm down with that. Plus, it gets you get longer daylight, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for it. Yes, the 7 o'clock late shift is nice too because you can get it in and be you're home, early. But what's the point in being home anyway? You should be in a park all your life. So, but so yeah, after May, I don't know what I've got in June and July. I'm kind of a little wide open. There's going to be something in those months. I know. August we'll have Huntsville, but I'm not sure. If anybody knows anything big or cool happening in June, well, I can tell you what's probably going to happen in June and July, and that's going to be I finished my Kentucky goal.
Yeah.
I got a lot of Kentucky parks to go, so you know what? I probably don't need nothing to do in June and July because I've got a lot of Kentucky parks. A lot of those are going to be hike ins. I got one that's going to be a boat in, so I'm going to be busy with that goal. Uh, but after this year, I will have three worked all states. I will have West Virginia, Delaware, and Kentucky
Very
wrapped
nice.
wrapped up, every park in them. So that's
I know the end of July, I have a big rove, if you want to call it that.
yes, June the 3rd is the POTA contest, of course. Yeah, you've got a big road. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I'm going to activate every state up the eastern seaboard. I'm going to add about 15 states to my check boxes,
Nice.
all the way from South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Rhode Island, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine, and Vermont.
Are you just
Yeah.
going to skip Maryland?
Maryland too. I forgot.
He's
I'm
just
scared. I'm scared to go into Maryland. You said that forfer's kind of shady.
Hey, dude, I got your back. I'll be your Huckleberry.
which wait a minute, which forfer is shady? I've been to two forfers in Maryland.
The one in the,
The
middle
one
of
that
the
you and I
city.
went to.
You think it's shady?
Well, I kind of. Next time we go to that one, we'll go for a ride.
Okay.
I'll show you the sights.
Yeah, don't feel bad, Hayden. He's kind of cheating into West Virginia. He's barely
Yeah.
touching
He's
the tip of the
Barely
thumb.
putting his
I am.
toe in the water.
Yeah, right there where was it,
He can-
82 or 84 just crosses right there. I'm gonna hit Harper's Ferry. Then you can hop right over and get like 3 other states right there in Little
Yeah.
Circle. So,
He mentioned West Virginia, and Dan's like, "Oh, I can just handle the tip, just a tip."
West Virginia is kind of I mean, it's long but girthy, you know.
It's like a Coke can, buddy.
Yeah,
Don't give
Dr.
me-
Pepper can. A Dr. Pepper.
Listen, I'll tell you what. You can say what you want, but to activate all West Virginia, you're going to drive. I
Yeah.
don't care how small you think
Oh, yeah.
West Virginia is, because if you're going to 2 points, if you're going, say my hand is West Virginia, and no, I'm not going to really do the West Virginia map since we're on YouTube, but say you're here and you want to go right here, that's just barely there, Yeah, that's probably 6 hours because you got to go around 12 mountains, up 6 hills, through 17 creeks, and
Yep.
Well, shoot, you and I, when I'm in West Virginia, you and I are like 6 hours apart.
yeah, where Hayden goes in West Virginia is 6 hours away from me. And when I say 6 hours, it's 6 hours uphill both ways.
Yep.
For example, not far from where Hayden goes, I went and did my very last park to make the West Virginia worked all states, and that took me $120 in gas. Shortly after that, I went to, and it took 6 hours of driving there. Okay. That's 6 hours back too, though. Shortly after that, I went to Florida, and it took me $140 gas. I went all the way to Florida on $20 more in gas. So same vehicle, same everything. Just it. West Virginia's got some crazy roads, and the last probably 12 miles going to that park, you're like this.
Oh yeah. Don't take the back way out of that park. It's very beautiful, but the road's kind of sketchy.
I wonder if I went in the back way.
You probably never want to come back out.
Listen, I really want to go back to that park. I really do.
Let me know when you do. I'll meet you down there.
I want to go back to that
That
park.
is one park I want to do again.
Because here's the thing. I wanted to go to that park and I wanted to hike up and do the activation from the overlook. Because the overlook, you can see 5 counties in 2 different states.
Yep.
And can you see Mango County?
No, you cannot see.
Only if you bring your binoculars.
But there was a vehicle wreck on the way up there, and I got there like an hour and something after when I should have got there, and I'm like looking to seeing how long the hike is, and I'm like, I'm pushing it to get up there and get back by dark anyway, let alone taking all my gear up there. So instead, I just hiked up to the overlook, and I did some video and some pictures and stuff up there, and then I came back down and activated the park from the vehicle, and which sucks because there's no cell service there, booster or not. There's nothing. On the top, you got cell service, but
that's one of the reasons that activation was the reason that I looked into spotting myself with WinLink.
Well, I got lucky. I got lucky because it was contest weekend too.
Yeah.
And I'm looking everywhere for a spot, and I mean they were 7.11.1, 7.11.3, 7.11.5. They were just on top, and I couldn't find nothing. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna hunt these contest stations. These contest stations. This is gonna be a crappy video, but I'm just going to do it and be done with it. And I just spun the dial with my hand like this right here. And I swear you're not going to believe this when I tell you that. But I get, all right, guys, we're going to go QRT from this park. And I was like, park to park. I had no idea. And it was Todd and Chandra. And I was like, he gave me a signal report. And I was like, hey, man, can I steal your frequency since you're leaving? He said, yeah, but you got to work Chandra first. I was like, that's fine. And I worked her, and I was like, can you guys also spot me? And I got lucky with that, because I was going to end up just hunting contest stations, and I ended up getting a real activation. But I do want to go back to that park. It's absolutely beautiful. Matter of fact, the picture for that is in...
Now, is Terry down by you, or is he up by me where I go?
Terry is down by me, so I'm kind of confused what he's saying too.
Yeah. If you guys go to Lost River and don't want to drive back right away, I got a camper.
So
we'll make a day of it.
But that picture is on a lot of my stuff. If you see me standing like with a big view background, the sun sort of blocking me out a little bit, that's Lost River. So
he says he's got a place in Mathis.
Okay. I like that picture because your hair looks really nice the way the light was hitting it.
Oh, it does.
Sets off the highlights very nice.
Charlie Golf Charlie would think the same thing, I bet you.
Kapow.
So, I do need to go back up to that park. It's, I hate it because it's stupid far away. And yeah, if I go up there, staying all night would be a good thing because it's just stupid to get there.
Well, I'll tell you what, Memorial Day week, the week after Memorial Day is our guys' trip, and we'll be up in West Virginia. So if you come up someday and do that park, I can meet you over there. You can come over and spend the night and, have some weapons practice, we'll say, and then go do a park the next day on the way home.
Cool stuff.
You have to wear your wolf costume though.
No.
I don't have a wolf costume.
No, we don't do
No.
that.
I wish I had a wolf costume, but I don't have one. Better be careful. The wolf might be watching tonight. You know, last time we was talking about the wolf started sending pictures in.
That's right. To try and prove that it's not you.
Yeah, he did prove it wasn't me because there was a picture of me with the wolf.
I think that was photoshopped.
There was a picture of someone of your likeness with the wolf.
It was sent while I was on
I wasn't
screen.
in the back of him.
How did
Yeah.
I Photoshop it?
I'm not totally convinced here.
Oh my god!
What's
You
up,
got-
Dom?
You guys are not right. You guys are definitely not right.
Never claimed to be.
Yeah, I've been doing more Dom type activations lately, where I go out and just change bands like a million times. So that's some fun stuff. You know, I like to. I guess I'm doing it because where I was in Florida, I was stuck. You know, I was just stuck because I didn't have the opportunity. You know, that I have with the Eagle One, and it's good. So I even tried to get y'all a couple people to get me on CW on 10 meters the other day, and nobody was having it. But it may have been too late in the evening when I was trying it.
Well, see, I was looking at the award thing before we came on the stream tonight, and I was looking at the N1CC award. Oh, Mike, you're fired.
So I mean, you got to overlook him because his alarm is probably QRP, and
I thought
that ain't gonna wake up anybody.
I thought he was here the whole stream. It's just I couldn't hear him because he was QRP.
So I was looking up the N1CC award, and I've got 7 bands at my home park. So I need to nail that down. And
So here's the thing, Evan. We did one. We did 2 the other day with paper and pencil, but I was not the one logging, so I didn't do it. But believe it or not, somebody just as active as I am does a paper pencil. You know, and I'm kind of shocked with that. But Carrie does paper and pencil. So,
oh yeah,
not for me for sure.
I don't even want to copy CW with paper and pencil. I'd rather type it out.
You know, since you mentioned that, I'm going to throw something out here. Okay, so you know, we all know that I've been doing a lot of CW, mostly in I just post in my CW room and I get those guys to come over and hunt me. But I've been spotting a lot more on POD and stuff, and I've been trying to learn CW only head copy. You know. And everybody says I'm crazy. You're crazy. You should be writing it down and making sure you got it and this, that, and the other. And for the most part, when I'm in my CW room, I have no need to do that because I'll hear the call. I can remember that call. And what I'll do is I'll send, I hear Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November. I send back Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November, 5 Indian, Whiskey Victor, break. Then I'll reach over and I'll type in his call. And by that time, he's done and I hit my 73s and go on to the next one. But when I spot, I'm not getting, full calls very good. And I'm wondering if I should maybe consider doing paper or if that would make me go backwards. People in the chat who do CW, what do you guys think? Should I go ahead and pull out the paper and try to get partial calls and work it from that way? Or should I continue to only head copy?
Well, I mean, the couple times that I spotted in Discord for CW, I have to put them in the computer as I hear the call. And then once I have the call in the computer, then I can call them back. So I can't call them back from memory. You know what I mean?
Okay. So maybe I should just do that before I send back to people.
Yeah, that That way you can look at the call sign on the screen as you're sending it.
However, you guys are going to get a kick out of this. I do type Joe, November 3 X-ray Lima Sierra into my computer first. And this is why. If I hear Joe, and I know his call, and every letter and number in his call is a piece of cake to send. If I just try to send back to Joe, I will mess it up every time. But, 70% of the time, I was like, no, it's Joe. I got to type him. And I'll type him in, and I will look at his call typed into my thing. And if I'm looking at November 3 X-ray Lima Sierra, I will send November 3 X-ray Lima Sierra right back and not mess up. I don't know why that's even possible. It's not like I'm looking at dits and dots. I'm looking at the actual letters of his call, and my head's just like functioning that way. But if I send him back without typing him in, I mess him up every single time. So I don't understand it, but that's what works for me. So
I'm the same way. If I repeat somebody's call sign, I have to be looking at it. I can't do it through my head. Not yet, anyway.
So.
I've never used the WinKeyer and all that. So, I mean, I'm not good at this at all. So don't take my advice, but I would probably learn without any kind of automation first.
Yeah.
Then when you have that down pat, go ahead and add stuff to make it easier for you.
Yeah. Like anything that is helping you, if you don't watch it, you'll crutch on it. Like when I very first started, my very first CW activation, it was straight from the room. I knew everybody that was in that room, and I'd practice their calls and practice their calls and practice their calls. But I wrote down each one of their calls and had it in front of me on a piece of paper sitting there. And, I still messed it up because I was new, I was nervous, and I got the activation in, but then I go to do my second one, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm just going to grab my piece of paper. And I started crutching on it. And after about 4 activations, I was like, I'm crutching this thing. And I wadded it up and threw it away. And that was the end of that. I said, no more of this crap. And, I still mess up. I still mess up a lot. And normally I'm missing I don't have the greatest dexterity in my hands ever since my brain surgery. And, 99.9% of the time when I mess up, I know I messed up. I know I sent one less dit. But here's the thing. If they answered back to me, either they caught it and knew it, I knew it was them, or they messed up too. So, but I typically always have them. I have yet to have, knock on wood here, I've yet to have somebody send me an email over CW saying I did not log them.
Wait till November.
But wait till November, and everybody's gonna be like, "Hey, in February you didn't log me in CW." Guess what? It ain't gonna happen either.
Yeah, I figure when I hear Whiskey Delta Victor Delta India November, I figure that's gonna be me. So
I'm not that bad. Shut up. I do miss dits every now and then, but
you just send in manganese. That's all it is.
And sometimes I will correct them and resend them. And
I'm the worst in the world at sending like H59.
I swear, sometimes I don't know if you're messing with me or what, but sometimes I hear you send Whiskey Delta 5 Delta Alpha November.
No, no, because it's very rare I'll hand key my call sign if I'm calling somebody.
Okay, but maybe it's just where people's calling over top of you. But I heard it and I was like, I just heard it wrong. But I've heard that like 5 times from you, only you.
Yeah. No, I use the keyer for my initial call. Now, if somebody calls back with with part of my call sign and a question mark, then I'll hand key it because I can control the spacing a little bit better.
Okay.
But
So that's weird because like 4 or 5 times I've heard Whiskey Delta 5 Delta Alpha. And I'm like, that was 5 dits. What's going on? What did you do? Or it might be you have your key turned up your a little bit, and that last DAW sounds like a dit to me.
yeah,
It could be. So I know I made the mistake of playing with my key settings today, and I got into an activation. And I didn't turn it back down, and I went to send somebody's call, and I was like, "What the?" I was only up like a couple words per minute from where I was, and no, that went right back because I couldn't send nothing like that. I like my speed. I'll continue to be my speed for quite a while. I'm in no hurry. If you don't want to work me because I'm sending 14 words a minute, there's other CW activators.
move along.
I'll tell you what,
Right.
there's a lot of rude CW hunters though.
God, yes.
I mean, there's rude CW or SSB hunters too. But the same guys that are talking over top of me and the people I'm calling, I wonder if they're doing CW too, because like I'll literally tell them to slow down like 10 times and they won't even, 25, 30, 35 words a minute. They just keep on coming. And I'm like, you're not getting in my log, y'all. If I'm sending 14 words a minute and if you're sending 20, I'll get you. If you're sending 25, I'm not even trying. I'm letting your call go through and I'm hitting my CQ again. I'm literally not even trying to decipher you. You're wasting your time.
If you complain about lids over on Facebook, inevitably there'll be somebody to reply. This doesn't happen on CW. Yes, it does.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Yeah. Maybe not as often, I'll grant them that. But it does happen. It does happen.
Yeah, it absolutely does. So whatever, if you want to waste your time and sit and call a station that's just calling at 14 words a minute, and you want to call them that fast and not get in the log at all, hey, waste your time. Because I promise you, I'll just hit my CQ again and keep going. Because eventually somebody's like, hey, this guy's not taking us. We better slow down to his speed. So
that's what I did last time you spotted. You said 14 words a minute, and I think I called you at like 12 or 13. Just so other people would like get the hint of slow down.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Once you spot on POTA, they don't care. And that's the thing. And you guys are hunters. You're wanting to make a contact. Sending to somebody who can't send and receive that fast will not get you a contact. Especially for me, because I'm telling you, when I say 14 words a minute max or be ignored, you can guarantee I'm ignoring you because I'm not even trying it. So,
and a lot of people seem to think, your 14 words a minute means, I can still, send my characters at 35, but I'll just space them out a little more.
No. If you want to send if you send 14 words a minute at 14 words a minute, you're pushing my limits right there because I'm probably sending 14-12.
Yeah.
I can send 14-14, and I can decode it. There's a couple of people when I'm in a hurry, and I will bust right through them, especially when I'm working the boys or something, But and that's another thing. They'll just call over top of people, and I love it. I love it when I just get one of the boys, and then right after that, 7 people try to pounce on it. And you're wasting your time because I know what call's coming through there. It's going to be the next boy.
And Andrew, yeah.
Yep. So you might as well just, and for the most part. And then there's a few people in there that they're just not confident enough with their CW, and I pick on them, and they know who they are. They're in the chat. I pick on them, but I'm just glad they're trying CW. You know, even if they do send their call sign on everybody's signal reports, and you know they'll send their call sign, and you'll answer them like 10 or 15 times, and they won't answer back. Eventually, they answer you, and they get no hog. I'm not calling no names or nothing. I would hate to belittle somebody.
Sometimes they answer you while you're sending a signal report to somebody else too. So
I'm going to guess that the initials are PP.
yeah. I don't know who that could be.
I love picking on certain people. We'll just say. Funny stuff.
Yeah, copying at speed is where I'm having issues. I mean, I can send 25 to 25 spacing, no problem. But copying, I'm not going to get 25.
See, and there's no use in being able to send that way, because if you send that way, you're going to get back. You're going to get back that way.
As long as it's a structured QSO, and I don't have to really copy anything. Like if I'm hunting POTA stations and that station's ribbon spot says 25 words a minute, I'll go at that speed because I can do that exchange because there's nothing out of the ordinary. Because I know my call sign, I know signal report, I know thank you, good night, good evening, good afternoon, whatever, you know. And I can parse that in my brain. But if I'm activating and you're sending me call signs, no way. It has to be like 14, 15 words a minute with some good spaces.
Yeah.
It's all about the spacing.
And here's the thing, you know, if you're going to hunt a new CW activator, when he sends your call sign back, make sure that it's your call sign. Don't just signal report him back if it's not your call sign, because you know there have been times when I've sent back the wrong call sign, and you know, and the people don't say a word. And the funny thing is I know who they are, but I just wasn't paying attention when I sent it. Then I look at the call sign, and I'm like, oh, I know who that is.
Yeah, you're right, Kyle. I do. That's every time I hunt you from now on, you're going to get that.
Kyle, I actually know how to send Poor Cat too, because I actually sent it to Dan last night on an activation.
That's what. Did you see my comment in the chat after that? And I said, "Yeah, right."
Yeah. I've been meaning to send it to Kyle, but Kyle's just so business when he comes in, man. He's Mr. Business. Funny thing about propagation, Kyle did come in, and I barely heard his call sign. It was like a 2-2. And, you know, I sent back Alfalfa 0 Zulu, 5 NN, West Virginia. And he comes back with his signal report, and all of a sudden he's 5'9". I'm like, were you sandbagging? Were you sandbagging me? Did you turn on your
Never mind the 2-2.
No, I don't. Listen, I don't. You get a 5 NN for me. I don't care if you're 40 over or if I'm pulling you out from nothing. Because here's the thing, it's all about my pattern.
You get a 5'9". You get a 5'9".
My fingers are used to that you know, dropping the change pattern, you know, and once it's used to it, that's like when I first got to Florida, I had the hardest time because I kept going 5 NN, 5 NN, WV, and I had to stop that. So I finally got it to where was 5 NN break, because I didn't want to get the Florida pattern in my hands. So now that I'm back, I'm trying to move back into saying Whiskey Victor again, and I'm about 50%. Some of them I'll say 5 NN, Whiskey Victor, and some I'll say 5 NN break. So it's
when you're coming in like 40 over here, I'll send 5 NN.
It's but even something as small as, you know, every now and then I'll try to be like, I'll be like break, thank you, 73. But sometimes I'll hit break, thank you, and then I'll just totally mess up 73 because I threw in that thank you. You know, it just anything that takes me out of my pattern, I'm still that new. But I'm getting QSOs. That's what matters. Eventually, I'll be good at that.
You're making very good progress on your yearly goals for sure.
I think you told me the other night I was about 60%. I haven't
And
I
look
haven't
again.
I haven't really looked at it lately, but
As of yesterday, you are 61.9% right now for your CW goal.
61.9 for CW goal. So I'm pretty sure, if you didn't think I was going to make the 5,000 this year,
You're gonna make it in the next month.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to get it, guys.
Yeah.
Uh, I was kind of hoping to be back for my club meeting because the February meeting before I left, Randall was sick, and so then I didn't make it back for March. So in April's meeting, because he was the one who's like, James, that's an awful lot of CWQ shows. You haven't done CW yet, and Randall's a big supporter of mine. He knows that I'm gung ho, but he is telling me, he's just trying to, before I set that goal, he's trying to let me know, that's an awful lot of CWQ shows for you. But I'm your Huckleberry.
Now, I think we were telling you after the first couple weeks of January that if you keep up that pace you started with, you're going to be done like end of April or something like that.
Yeah, and I said I'm not going to set no new number goals, but and it's not even a goal. I'm not even saying it, but there's a couple people that know that where I want to end up in CW this year, and it's kind of become an obsession a little bit with me, I will say.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Not as bad as. Go ahead.
It's a good obsession to have.
It is.
It is. I mean, I really, at the rate that I'm going, I'll look, by end of summer and stuff, I look to be, because, I've been really slack about my soda goals so far. I'm behind on them. And, I really need to hit that hard in March. But, by in summer, I can see me hiking out with the, the little tiny radio, the 818 or whatever, and doing CW activations from summits like it's nothing, So,
Oh, you gonna do a PP activation?
Yeah, I'll do a PP man. I'll be a little man for once.
I wonder how active soda is in the winter. I'm sure you have a few diehards that don't care what the weather conditions are. They're going to go to the top of the mountain anyway.
I'm going to say soda's just the same as POTA. You get people like myself and Carrie and Bill Brown and stuff like that. We just don't care. We're going to activate. So, I'm sure soda's got its people like that as well.
Okay. I was just saying, because in the winter, it's cold. I'm not climbing to the top of a mountain to go activate, but I'll drive up to a park and activate from inside the truck.
Well,
I don't know how if soda has like drive up entities that they can go and activate that way.
I don't know, but some of the summits might actually be snow covered in the summer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
So, yeah.
There are some drive up summits. You cannot activate a summit from your car. You have to be so many feet from your car, and you can't even be you couldn't just drop your tailgate and set your radio on your tailgate and do it. You got to be so far away from your car and stuff. But there are some drive up summits.
Well, more power to them guys, because I didn't realize how difficult that was.
The more difficult thing about soda sometimes is figuring out how to log the daggone thing. You got to jump. Like I was at a park in Florida, and I got a park to park, which was also a summit. Yeah, of course, hunters have to log their summits in soda, and I've went through this before because I've done a soda and stuff like that. It literally you have to jump through 45 hoops. There we go.
You also have to send your soda identifier too, which is like this long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be horrible on CW.
Yeah, right.
I'll do it like I do POTA. I don't even send my park number in POTA. I'm like, it'll show up in your log.
You know, the good thing is you can't be at a twofer on a soda. I don't think.
Yeah, it'll just be even. I mean, I did a lot of CW at twofers,
You take
and
your goat.
I never. Yes, I can take my goat to get my goat. Oh, that would be a really cool video. You know what gets my goat?
Soda.
Soda gets my goat, and
It
then
could be a pack goat.
then they gave me one back. But yeah, cool stuff. I should be a soda goat, shouldn't I?
That'd be cool.
Maybe next year.
That's what scares me the most about soda. Is you start getting the points built up with it, like, oh, I could get a goat, and then just start hiking like crazy, and I don't want to lose my ham bod. That would be horrible. The only thing I got is my ham bod and my peanut butter to bring all the girls to the yard.
Yeah, but your calves would be exquisite.
Dude, that's funny. That's funny you say that, because before my surgery, my calves were just monstrous. I mean, and it was after my surgery. I seen some of my friends, and I had on shorts, and they're like, "You have normal people legs." Because I mean, I ain't playing. I'm gonna try to find a picture and show you guys sometime. My calves were as big as most people's size. They were just. But I used to be I've always been an athlete. You know what I'm saying? I raced bikes for years. I did adventure racing. I've always been athletic, and that's what saved my life. To be honest, that's why I recovered from the stroke within hours. They said, because I was so healthy. Anyway, we're past the hour, and somebody else is streaming right now, Charlie or Frank. So, Hayden, what you got coming on?
Oh, we're going to try and get out and do some POTA this weekend. The West Virginia project's over, and it's back to radio.
Excellent stuff. You going to do your? Are you working?
Well, I'm still working on the at the home park here. I was noticing the N1CC award, and I got a couple bands that I could knock out there and then get that award pretty easy. So that's going to be the next ultimate goal, is get N1CC at the home park.
There you go.
And then we'll move on to activating Maritime Mobile in the summer.
Good stuff. All right, Dan, what about you? What you got coming up?
Work next week, hunting and POTA on the weekends. I still need to install my new mobile rig in the truck. It's sitting in a box at that time.
All right. So for me, right after the stream, I'm going to get in the vehicle and go activate an early shift late shift. It'll probably be Big Ugly, because I did Chief Logan last night, and I can't do it early shift today. So I'll probably go to Big Ugly and get that out of the way. Tomorrow I go back to work, so I will be doing my morning activation shortly before 8-ish. So I'll be back to morning time activations on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Next weekend, of course, I got the Ham Fest and stuff like that. I will be dropping a video tomorrow if there's room on Monday Night Ham Radio. It's going to be a really cool video. You'll definitely want to check that one out. And other than that, we're working on the Discord, making things better over there. We're making things better in my Patreon. We got a great community, so if you're not part of it, you need to probably go to your doctor and see what's wrong with you, because you're missing out. All right, guys. Thanks for all the support tonight. Thanks for everybody donated, and we will catch you down the log. 73.
73 guys.
73.